Now, hold on. Before we get into this, Chico messaged me or whatever, and I didn't realize that I had a Facebook tab open. And the message from like 3 weeks ago said, "Yo, we getting this shindig started or whatever." And I heard the beding from the Facebook message and registered it as the one from 3 weeks ago. So I started messaging to him, and he's like, "Dude, that message was from 3 weeks ago." Anyway.
You have now entered the Henry Lovers Podcast. Sit back and enjoy yourself as they ramble on about nothing for the next hour. Now let us welcome our hosts, Mike, Brandon, and your beloved Chico.
So welcome everybody to the Henry Lovers Podcast. This is episode 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yes?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Very nice. I am one of your hosts, Brandon.
I am the other host, Mike.
And I'm the last host, your beloved Chico.
That's right, the best for last. So I had talked about this with Mike real quick, Chico, while we were waiting for you. I just wanted to let everybody know real quick that we are on SoundCloud. You can go to soundcloud.com/HenryLoversPodcast, and that'll link us or link you to the two newest podcasts or whatever. You can download them on there. I am going to try to get us a podcast thing on iTunes because I know that they're way less a pain in the butt about all of that stuff. Because I did find out you can't actually download the SoundCloud files on
kind
mobile.
Of a pain.
Yeah, you can't download them on mobile unless you have SoundCloud Pro, which is like $7 a month or something like that, which isn't terrible, but we're not making any money on this.
No.
So, and then we are also on Facebook, and I'm currently trying to figure out how to change the URL for that, and I've just been caught up on all that nonsense.
We'll figure that out. We'll let you know next time.
That's right. And links are in the description of everything, so you can definitely find it out if you need it. So, that is that.
Cool. So what we got? What's the topic of the week?
Well, this is just something to note. It is hot as balls today.
Oh my God,
is hot.
Dude.
And the AC went out at work, so we're all sitting there dying.
God, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
At least
sweaty.
How bad was it? Like up in New York?
I don't know. It's like mid-80s, but the humidity is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Dude, today, let's see. I think the high for today was like 96 or something like that. But the humidity made it feel like 102 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I get up out of the chair and just start sweating.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. Like I'm probably 2 shades darker, and today was my first day back at work. By the way, everybody. So I'm officially back to work. So yay for that. But I'm officially like 2 shades darker, and I was literally outside for a cumulative hour maybe today.
Nice.
That's like how ridiculous the sun is down here. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot. Like I said, I don't. How did everybody's weekend go? We can totally start with that. Like the 4th of July weekend.
It was the 4th of July. I got sick.
What? I think half your story started with that.
Macker's coming up, and we've been practicing every weekend. And one of the guys got sick, and he's like, "Guys, I don't want to play." But like, no, you're playing. And then he got one of the other guys sick, and it was like, no, we're fine. Everybody just keep practicing. And then I get sick, and it's one of those colds that goes down to your lungs and makes you all chunky in the lungs.
Gotcha.
So I've been hammering down all types of herbal supplements and pharmaceutical things. I'm feeling good anyway. So the weekend, yes. As I don't know. I think you guys both know. I know Chico knows. Maybe Brandon doesn't know. But I have a wiffle ball field in my backyard.
Yep.
Paint the lights paint the lines. I have lights I can put up. I got a backstop. We're hardcore.
Well, I definitely didn't know all that, but yeah.
I've got a pretty good pitch on them. I struck out Mike a couple times.
Yeah. We won't talk. So anyway, we chopped down the tree that was at first base. So I got it all ready to go like Friday in anticipation for a big family wiffle ball game on Monday. And then I get sick on Monday, And I'm just sitting there, and I know the game's about to start. I already told them I wasn't going to play. And I just hear this roar emerge. And it sounds like if you've ever been to a Little League game, there's a decent amount of people there. Like there's some people cheering, watching the game. I look out the window. There's a full 9-on-9 wiffle ball game in my backyard, and I had to miss it. It made me sad.
I'd be pretty sad too, Mike.
Microphone's trying to fall down.
Uh-oh. No. How about you guys? Did you blow stuff up? Everybody got all their digits, all their fingers, all their toes?
This year was actually a lot more uneventful for me than most last year. I can give you the highlights of last year's 4th of July.
Sure.
So here's the thing. I'm having kidney issues or whatever now, and I didn't want to drink.
Yeah, did you go to the doctor for that?
Yeah, I did, and I have an appointment.
We'll get to that. Okay.
I have another appointment this Friday to get some type of nuclear renal something or other. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to inject me with radiation, so I start to glow on the inside, and then they're going to see how well my kidneys function.
You're going to turn into one of the ghouls from Fallout.
I was talking to my mom about it, and she's like, "Buddy, maybe you'll get superpowers out of all this radiation."
Skin.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Anyway, last year's 4th of July.
Yeah, so, okay. Let me elaborate on this year's 4th of July quick before I go back into last year's. So I haven't been drinking much, and I've been cutting back in general, like over the past year or so. Like I've been trying not to drink as much as I used to, because as Mike knows, I definitely enjoyed my drink not too long ago. So anyway, this year basically, I went over to one of my buddy's house, Jonathan, and he hosts like a 4th of July thing every year. And we usually go and we just drink ourselves stupid and we shoot each other with fireworks. And that's pretty much
nice.
That's the extent of my 4th of July. Well, this year, I went over there, and since I wasn't keeping up with them as far as the drink goes, they drank a little bit more than I was going to drink. So, I was like, oh, well, I got to go take Lainey and Brittany to the fireworks in town anyway. So I'll just catch you guys later. Thanks for inviting me, all that stuff. So I come home. And I'm waiting for Brittany to come home, so I start, like, cleaning the house and stuff, and then I text her, and we basically get, like, this weird confusion, like, not good at communicating thing going on, where essentially she's at her dad's house until midnight doing 4th of July stuff, and I end up, like, practically passed out on the couch waiting for her to get home. So that was my 4th of July. And then I got the next day off, but, other stories which we'll get into. This apparently is not the year for my family as far as health issues are concerned.
Uh-oh.
And so I don't want to oh man, I'm sorry, whatever. It is what it is. But my grandmother on my mom's side of the family, not my nanny, but basically my step grandma, if you will. Mm-hmm. She's been married to my grandfather for years and years and years and years, since before I think before I was born, honestly. But anyway, she has been battling breast cancer for a couple of years now, and it went away, and then it came back, and then it went away, but it came back again, and it is now metastasized, I think, to her like kidneys or something like that. So she's essentially, it's terminal. It's not immediately terminal, but she has to start taking like this crazy like radiation pill to help her kill all that. And then my aunt over the weekend was in a really bad accident or something like that, and ended up lacerating an artery in her spleen. So she spent the entire 4th of July, the day before and the day after, in the ICU, healing from emergency spleen surgery, more or less.
What the hell?
Yep. And then, of course, I'm going through all this random crap, which is not even comparable to, cancer. I'm not trying to like, oh, woe is me or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm having health issues. And, so this is apparently not the year for my family and health. But, so anyway, going back to the happy stories. So my weekend was more or less just kind of like, like on a scale from 1 to 10, it's maybe a 2 or a 3. But last year, I got drunk and I shot fireworks at other people. And I'll give you the highlight reel of my 4th of July last year. So there was one point we were shooting bottle rockets at each other, because that's the intelligent thing to do.
That's great.
And,
no, that's good, clean American fun.
Oh yeah. Well, I got hit like right in the rib cage, right?
Yeah.
I had like you remember when I got shot with that paintball?
Oh, it was. I think about it every day.
Yeah.
That nice giant
black
12-inch
welt.
raspberry.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my god, it was great. So that
You bruised up like no one else I know.
It was gnarly. Well, Shams did shoot me point blank range with a paintball gun. But so for people that aren't like familiar with this story, we were playing paintball in one of our friends' fields or whatever when we
No,
were
it was
kids.
just some random guy's backyard.
No, I thought it was in the back of a
No, it was some random guy's backyard. It
Was
was
it?
behind Eli's house, just up on the hill where there was a random house. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect spot to play.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it was just some
Except-
random dude's backyard.
Yeah, some random guy's yard.
But okay, so anyway, we're playing, and it's literally down to I think like Shams and I, and Shams is like hiding in a bush. So I like Rambo this kid and like just run up on him and unload into this bush and miss him every time. Like every shot misses him. He fires
Clutch.
one shot almost point blank and hits me actually pretty much in the same spot that this bottle rocket did. And it left a black welt the size of like a $50 probably on my like rib cage for a good 3 months. Like it just did not go away.
It bruised instantly too.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
of the time you get shot, you'll get a welt, but you had this full on.
Oh yeah, like purple, green, yellow, orange, all
It
kinds
was
of fun
great.
colors.
I
It
was
was pretty cool.
impressed.
But yeah, so anyway, I get hit in almost the exact same spot, and it did almost the same exact thing, but it was only there for like a couple days. But no, I had an old satellite dish that was just chilling out in the backyard because one of my other buddies, actually Doobie's brother Tyler, used to work for Dish, so he had like his old parts or whatever in the backyard. So I picked up a dish and I was like Sparta-ing all of these like bottle rockets away from my face and body and stuff. One of them got me, but then we were also shooting like Roman candles at each other. And I was telling Brittany this actually the other night, but Doobie and I were messing around and pretending we were like playing like Harry Potter or some shit like that. And I shit you not, like he like flicks it at me and he says Avada Kedavra, and a green one shoots out and hits me right in the face.
Oh my god.
So it's Avada Kedavra, and it hits me right in the face, and I'm like, it knocks me through a loop, and I'm just like laid out on the ground laughing my ass off because I just got Avada Kedavra by one of my buddies. And then the cap to the night was being as drunk as we were trying to shoot off mortars, right? And I'm talking
Roman
like those
candle or
no, the mortars, like the fireworks that are like the size of a softball, and you light them and they go poof, and then they go shoot up into the air and explode, and it's huge and loud.
yeah.
So we tried to shoot off like 6 of those at once, and Doobie's big clumsy ass accidentally kicks one over, and it shoots the mortar right like into my foot. So it literally like sweeps me
Great.
off my feet because it's going, and it probably explodes a good like 5 or 6 feet in front of where it hit me. So basically, the only reason that I am like not in the burn unit right now is because it knocked me off of my feet whenever it exploded. So it like just got so lucky that I didn't get incinerated by this freaking giant firework. So that was last year. This year, I basically just slept on the couch. But how about you, Chico? How's your 4th?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, the weekend was pretty much just a lot of food. Heat with some paintball mixed in there. And just a relaxing time. I didn't do anything spectacular. Albany has pretty good fireworks, so that was nice. Other than that,
Yeah.
just standard cookout grill.
What kind of food you have? Because I did not eat very well. I had a hamburger, sans the bun.
All sorts of pasta-related salads.
Pasta?
Pasta salads, sir.
No.
Yeah, salads.
No. You're not getting me going.
Yeah.
That's not Marca
like,
enough,
like
man.
tuna salad, potato salad.
No,
all that kind of
no,
stuff.
not
And then-
tuna salad. This is the 4th of July. I want
I'm not there
steak.
yet. And then you get, the barbecue chicken. You get all the burgers.
There we go. There we go.
Ribs, of course.
Yeah.
Corn on the
Oh,
cob, baked beans. Deep fried chicken wings.
how crispy was the chicken?
It
Was it
was
crispy?
quite crunchy, so it had a lot of good flavor in it.
Ah, Was the corn salty?
Dude, so now you say corn, there is a new way to like actually make corn on the cob rather than throw it into like a giant pot. So you do it in a cooler. You boil.
What?
You put the corn on the cob in a cooler.
Soak it in water?
Yeah. You put it in there, you put a little bit of water, salt, butter, and then you boil hot water, and then you put a little bit of butter in and then just a giant amount of water. And then
I think you're making this up.
no, I kid you not. This is something that what actually occurred this weekend. It's also on YouTube somewhere. I'll find a video and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
And they take all this boiling water and they put it in a cooler, and that's how they make it. They let it sit inside the cooler pretty much all day in this semi-marinade of salt and butter. So you don't actually have to add a whole lot of butter when you take it out.
That's the
actually
best
sounds
part.
really good. I think that sounds pretty delicious.
That does sound good. I want food. This whole diet thing with the wife. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm
don't
not
have
on
fun.
like on a strict diet. I'm just limiting how much I eat calorie-wise and trying to minimize the amount of carbs I take in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still eating what I want, just not huge amounts.
You're being smart and not getting
Gorging
fat.
yourself.
Yeah, so
That's half the
during
fun,
the day.
though.
Actually, at work, I have for breakfast like this is my day. For breakfast, I have green tea, usually like 1 cup between 9 and 9:30, and then again like an hour before lunch. And I have a granola bar. And then at lunchtime, it's one of many things. Usually, lunch is my biggest meal of the day, and then dinner is just kind of like sometimes a whole meal until the next day.
Sounds like you're doing it right.
Yeah, so lunch ranges everything from, pizza, Chipotle, a barbecue place, this place called Bellini's, which is an Italian version of Chipotle, but holy crap, are the ingredients so good. Yeah, because the Bellini's has two parts to it. There's one like it's a high-end restaurant where it's like jacket and tie required kind of thing. It's not quite like that, but it's very expensive. And then there's a fast food type place on it, which is like an assembly line similar to how Chipotle is, but all the ingredients come from this high-end restaurant, literally in the same building, just through a corridor, and it is amazing. And
What's
the best part about it? Good.
Go ahead. No, I've never been to Chipotle. I don't have any idea of a Chipotle.
Oh, you've never been to Chipotle? Okay.
Oh, okay. I was
No,
gonna say
I'm
it's kind of like
sorry,
Moe's,
I'm
but I don't think you guys know what a Moe's is either.
Welcome to Moe's!
Yeah. All right. So it's the same way
okay.
as Moe's. So it's
Okay.
that
I know
that
Moe's.
style of ordering, literally where you walk and just like, all right, I want this,
Nice.
and then you say, all right, I want a wrap. So they're gonna say, okay, what kind of meat do you want? What's your base? Do you want veggies on it? What do you want? Like
And that's the kind that comes with like horrible diseases, right?
Well, okay.
Bacteria.
See, there's actually like a big like conspiracy kind of behind that whole like Chipotle thing. Because like if I'm not mistaken, Chipotle does like non-GMO, like kind of
like
more organic type stuff, right? But it's the same price as you would go like anywhere else. Like maybe a little bit more expensive, but like not enough to like be like, oh god, I can't eat there.
Yeah,
so
on a massive scale, it's generally cheaper because they can like not necessarily bully their price, but they can say like, hey, look, we want this much and we're going to give you this much for it. And usually it's such a substantial amount that that even though they're not making a high profit per, they're doing such quantity that it doesn't matter.
right. Exactly.
Cool.
So like there's like a little conspiracy going around that like, the big corporate chains or whatever that are like essentially like the McDonald's, you know what I mean, that are losing billions of dollars a year somehow had to do with the ultimate like, oh, this has a coli and this has this and this has that.
They're just slandering, basically.
More or less, yeah.
Did you hear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's kind of along the same lines that Monsanto was partnering up with Whole Foods to
Really?
not to stop GMO labeling on food products.
With Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's like the poster child for like shitty, horrible companies that.
The funny thing
wanted
is
the
that Whole
GMOs.
Foods is like, they're big on, like healthy foods, stuff that doesn't have
Yeah.
GMOs in it. So
What? It's like two things that should not ever meet are coming together.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you
So,
know that.
I mean,
go ahead.
if we think about it real quick, the reason why it's probably happening is because Whole Foods more than likely does sell stuff that has GMOs in it. So that being on their shelves kind of goes against their whole mantra.
But
True.
wouldn't they? I don't. Just be cool and do what you want to do, and be like, hey, I don't care how much money you have. I'm gonna label these.
Yeah. Well, and I think if I remember correctly, there's Bayer, like Bayer aspirin and all that stuff, is trying to buy out a very. I don't think it's like the Monsanto or whatever brand.
I think they are actually.
Is it that one?
Yeah, I remember. I'm gonna look that up quick. Yeah,
Because
I typed in Google, and as soon as you type in Bayer, the next thing Monsanto.
oh yeah, well no, that they're
Oh,
yeah,
they're merging.
Yeah, they're going to try to merge or something like that, and I think the federal government is like all fucking crazy right now because essentially you have big pharma mixed with, well, big farm
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, and it's like iTunes or whatever is possibly going to get sued by the government soon because they're essentially creating a monopoly through like the phones and music services and stuff like that. Because what is it? Apple Music or something like that is trying to purchase Jay-Z's music streaming service or whatever because Jay-Z has sole rights to Beyonce's new music. So whenever Beyonce puts out a new track, it's on his music streaming service first.
Yep.
So Apple is trying to buy that
that's
out so
great.
that way they can do like a power play and kind of monopolize the popular music market, right? But I'm pretty sure that that's very, very, very close, obviously, to a monopoly. And, government's not too happy about all that.
If you don't bring it up, they won't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, they will talk about it.
You're gonna
and
kill the
then
deal, Brandon.
The CEO of
See?
Apple is going to go on the stands and he's going to say, I did nothing wrong. And then the rest of the government's going to be like, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. You're right.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll have a closed doors meeting at the airport. No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. I'm about to snap. So let's go on to the two burning bodies found in Rochester.
The burning bodies?
Yeah, they found
What?
two burning bodies in the same park within 48 hours of each other.
All right. We got a serial killer on the loose.
That's what it sounds like.
Criminal Minds over here.
I have no idea. They're not saying, the police ain't saying nothing. Probably aliens.
Probably aliens.
Supposedly, yeah, they found two bodies set ablaze in the same park. Local residents say it's a place for kids to play and runners to go running. Why? Why?
Because why not, I guess? I have no idea.
Well, I mean, I serial killer, man.
It's insane. It's, what the hell was I about to say? I don't know.
It's
All I can
insane.
think of is like a Criminal Minds episode. You know what I mean? Like, or some
Yeah.
type of weird, like, horrible TV show.
Oh, it's gonna be. It doesn't seem real. Like, first off, I mean, I don't know. It's like going back to the scene of the crime. It's something else.
Yeah, it's literally like almost textbook, like movie or not movie, but like TV show. Like, because that's
It's
what
like
they
stupid thing that never would ever happen in real life.
right exactly
comes
'cause,
true.
like, in Criminal Minds or whatever. They're always like, oh, the person always returns to the scene of the crime, and you know that's essentially how they catch them or whatever. Is
Yeah.
like, he'll come back for a trophy or something like that, and then it's like this dude was like,
No, he won't.
No, that's not how people work. And then this guy
Uh.
burns two bodies in the same place.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't the same day. It was like he supposedly killed one body, set it
Yeah.
ablaze, let people find it, and then comes back the next day, gets another body, sets it on fire, leaves it. Maybe it's some like weird dude that works at a morgue, and he just
the bodies are piling up. He's like, I don't know what to do with
I
these.
gotta
guess
take
I'll
care
go
of
set 'em-
these."
I guess I'll set them on fire at the park.
maybe. Or it's just aliens, or maybe it's zombies, and they're just burning the bodies so they wouldn't come back to life.
That is entirely possible.
There could be another bath salt incident that this lone hero saved the day.
You mean it's not Florida Man this time?
No, it's Rochester Man.
Rochester Man.
Yeah, Rochester Man, saving the world. Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you guys... Oh, never mind. I can't. See, this is why we need a sound clip thing. I was just trying to YouTube, like, that guy from Ancient Aliens saying aliens, and I was just going to blast that a couple times
You
real
could
quick.
just dub that in, and no one will ever know.
Maybe
Cut this little section out, and no one will ever know. They'll be none the wiser.
Yeah. So, anyway, have you guys seen the Facebook video that's now exploding all over about the footage of the guy getting shot by the police? The guy in New Orleans or whatever. So first, have you heard the
football player?
No. There was a dude in New Orleans who was like, let me see if I can find his name real quick. He was selling CDs or something like that outside of a convenience store, and the police got an anonymous call. The police got an anonymous call of like this guy basically threatened somebody with a gun.
Piracy is not a victimless crime, okay?
Well, and that's the thing. I don't know if he was... where is it? Baton Rouge. Okay, so his Baton Rouge police are currently under federal investigation for this thing. So anyway, I don't know if the guy... Because they just said he was selling CDs, but... basically, I don't know if he was like trying to sell mixtapes or whatever, because when I was living in Florida, especially, you'd have dudes like, I know it sounds weird, but over by the mall or something like that, you'd have guys like hanging out trying to sell their mixtapes and stuff, right? And so anyway, this dude was apparently selling CDs outside of a convenience store. Alton Sterling is the dude's name. Anyway,
I heard about him.
Yeah.
But
so,
not like what he did at all.
Well, so here's the thing. Apparently he was selling CDs and whatever. Well, the video that's all over Facebook now, it's pretty graphic. But basically what it does is it shows him, like, he's on the ground, like, restrained and whatever else. And there's two police officers on top of him. And one police officer more or less says he has a gun. The other police officer pulls out his gun and puts 6 in his chest.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, like shoots him literally like 6 times in the chest, right? So they walk away, and the one cop is like, Jesus fucking bleh. And then you see the other cop run around and take this tiny little, like, pea shooter out of his pocket. It was literally like one of those little 22s that holds like 4 shots. So it wasn't in his hands, it wasn't in his possession or anything. I mean, it was in his possession in the sense that it was in his pocket, but he didn't have it in his hands or like, and he was restrained, so he couldn't.
So he
reach
never
for
tried
it.
to pull it.
Right, exactly, and it's plain as day in this video. And what is this? Is this? Oh God, hold on. Sorry, I have an advertisement in my ear right now. Fucking, there we go. Anyway, so yeah,
damn advertisement.
It's pretty obvious, like in this video, that like he had no way of getting to it because it was literally in his pocket, like deep in his pocket. The cop had to put his entire hand in the pocket to pull it out, and yeah, dude was literally just shot 6 times in the chest for no fucking reason. Like it's crazy, man. I watched the video and I was just like astonished. Like, I mean, I guess kudos on Facebook for being able to post shit like that, but
yeah. That's just depressing. I mean, I don't know. Cops have a hard job.
Oh,
I don't want to harp on them too much, but
yeah,
you know.
Well, and I kind of thought about something too that it made me start thinking about, like, like kind of the state that we're in and everything else, and like essentially, it seems to me that the only thing that all of this like protesting and kind of screaming like fuck the police and all this other stuff, they're terrible people, has only almost like increased the amount of shootings. Like I kind of feel like that there, and this may not be the entire case, but like kind of think about it like this. Like you have an issue that needs to be brought to the surface, but when it is brought to the surface, it puts the police on edge so that the crimes or whatever more or less kind of go up or whatever. Maybe we're just hearing about it more. I'm not entirely sure, but like it was just a very, I don't know how to structure it like it made sense in my brain, and then I tried to say it out loud, and it was like, bleh,
Yeah.
it all fell apart. But no, I mean, you guys get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, essentially, like, it starts off as, like, a problem that we don't know about. We find out about it and bring it up to, like, an actual problem.
Well, it's been a problem for years, and it's just...
Oh, yeah. But now it's like public attention and like or media.
Well, more people have cameras now,
right?
I mean, I forget the guy's name, but there was the beating in L.A. where it was like 5 cops just beat the hell out of this guy and killed him.
Oh yeah,
and you had riots then, and it just that just happened to be caught on tape. It's been happening forever.
Yeah, Jesus, dude, I saw this one video. This was maybe a couple of years ago, a year or two ago, and it was this dude. That now, okay, I will say this, that he was getting, like, chased by the police, and then there was kind of, like, a standoff, like, he had a gun. He didn't, I don't think he directly shot at them, but they were finally like, you know what, you need to surrender, like, just toss your gun, and he's like, all right, fucking A, I give up. He tosses his gun and stands up, and, like, 12 cops, like, just unload into this guy. Like, he gets shot, like, 20 times, or something like that. Like, after he's already thrown the gun. Away and like puts his hands up. He stands up and gets shot like fucking 13 times.
Yeah, it's hard seeing that and then thinking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, I get the sense that like they were chasing him for a while. There's a lot of adrenaline, and if you know he's got a gun, maybe you didn't see him throw it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I can definitely kind of see both sides, but at the same time, it's like you said, it's crazy like watching something like that happen. And then thinking, like, logically, how the hell does that happen?
You almost need less lethal bullets, but then I don't know. Then you get in the whole issue of
criminals won't
they're not going to use less lethal bullets.
Criminals won't be using less lethal bullets. They'll be using whatever they can get a hold of, which is generally
right. Which is kind of half the argument for like the gun thing down here is that like, oh, if you take the guns out of good upstanding citizens, then the criminals will have more guns.
Yeah, and then you just encourage other people to buy illegal weapons anyway.
Yeah, well, and I mean,
you might as well have them documented.
Well, the way that they should have handled that is it should be mandated that every home have a gun in it, and then the people in that home also have the training to like know how to use it.
Well, that's the key thing.
Yeah.
So well, and that's
obviously
exactly.
Training people is on a massive scale is difficult, but certainly not undoable. We do it with driver's licenses, so why can't you do it with a weapon?
You could teach it in class. Just teach it in school. I wish they would.
Well, and there's actually in Colorado, ironically enough, they are teaching gun safety.
It's just
I saw this news story or whatever where like, and I kind of was joking with Brittany about it. I was like, go figure, one of the first states to legalize pot is also the first state to like start teaching gun safety in classrooms and stuff like that. But
it's like it's like the most self-observant state ever. They're like, you know what?
Oh yeah,
this is inherent people, and we can make money for it. Let them have it. Bam. You know what? This is killing people, so let's teach them how not to kill each other. Bam.
Oh yeah.
Better yet, let's teach them how to kill people who pose a threat.
Well, I mean that's just like the protective instinct that would naturally occur anyway. It wouldn't necessarily. Yeah. You don't need the training to know how to defend yourself. People just need. They should need the training should be required for you to have the weapon, but make it a requirement that a weapon be attained in some period of time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it's like my buddy Tyler. So Tyler and Jonathan are two of my friends, the 4th of July guys that I was talking about earlier. They're both ex-Marines. And Tyler has already started teaching his little girls like gun safety and stuff like that. And I think they're like 10 and...
good age,
6 or 10 or 7 or something like that. Now, with the 7-year-old, she doesn't get to use a real gun. He's got like a little BB gun for her. But the 10-year-old has shot, like, we've gone out shooting, and she's shot like a 22.
Yeah, the 22.
And he taught her how.
Yeah, because
he taught her how to hold it,
so they can control it.
It's basically
right.
BB gun.
Yeah, I was 11 or 12 when I shot my first 22. I can't remember, but I was shooting at just aluminum cans, soda cans.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I learned off of a BB gun when I was about that old. My dad got me one of those like air pellet rifles or whatever.
Yeah, you pump them up.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
So
and then,
I mean, I'm a bad example of that, but at the same time, I had one for a purpose. I had one of the pump BB guns that I learned like just how to shoot at shit. But
yeah,
I had like a line of trees behind my old apartment. So what used to piss me off is in the morning, it'd be 5-something in the morning and crows would be going at it. So I learned how to be accurate while groggy by shooting at these bastards to get them away from my window.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Hey, you know what?
Man.
They started it, and then once I pegged a couple of them, again, none of these would kill them because these BBs can't go through that kind of thick fur. Well, not fur, but
like feathers and shit.
Like the hide that a bird has is quite thick. So a BB certainly isn't going to pierce it at that speed. You'd have to be going way faster.
Right.
So, like, again, it would just give them the knock, tell them to piss off, and they wouldn't come back because crows are actually pretty intelligent. They're not going to come back to where they know they were getting this pain. So they went away. So, like, after 2 months of pegging birds, crows in particular, I stopped having that problem.
That's funny.
There you go.
See, and I don't mean this for anybody that's actually listening, but like, there's sometimes I kind of wish that I had a gun just to like shoot out my window or something, because like, dude, it's like clockwork. There's these biker guys that go out seriously, there's like these dudes on like fucking Harleys that will like leave the apartment complex at like midnight, and I'm talking they're like revving the shit up like and like just like peeling out and shit, like trying to get the fuck out of the apartment complex or whatever.
Yeah, you see,
so that wakes me up.
I've got a Ninja 650, and like it's not that loud, but at full throttle, that bastard is loud, and like I don't understand. Like there's some pleasure in that, but like after a certain point, like I don't know what are you gaining out of it? It just bothers you more than anything else.
You're a douche.
So that's it's at like midnight or whatever, and I don't know if they like go out on a ride or if they're going to deal drugs or what. But a couple hours later, they come back and like come back into the apartment complex. So that wakes me up. And then like between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if again this is like some dude picking somebody up for work or whatever. But all you hear is like freaking bass just rattling my windows.
Nah.
And again, it wakes me up. So I don't know if I've had like a solid night's sleep in probably like over a month between these fucking motorcycle douchebags and this bass douchebag that just like. I love loud music. I used to love to just blast my music with the windows down and scream out the window while I'm driving at night, but it would always be on back roads. It would never be near anybody's house, and anytime I like was stopped at a red light or something like that, I would turn it down. Mm-hmm. Like that just seems like common courtesy to me.
You're not a douche. But
I mean,
when you're a douche, you don't have a fully functioning brain. So, you can't expect them to rationally think like a regular person.
Man, I guess you're right, but
you gotta be above that, Brandon.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't be picking on the douches.
You're right. I'm sorry. I guess that makes me a douche by picking on the douches, right? Yeah, shit.
You're acting a fool.
Acting a fool over here.
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
The Chicago Bulls lost their crowds.
I know.
But
they got D-Wade.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that already. I was thinking about bringing it up. I was like, Brandon won't care.
Listen, just because I don't care about something doesn't mean nobody, like everybody else won't. I'm in the minority here that doesn't like sports. Basketball
going on. Yeah, I've been keeping.
Wait, so what are your thoughts on KD to the Golden State?
I hate him, but that's just because I don't know.
See, that team is literally trying to buy another championship. Well, they might have done it. I
hope they get hurt. I hope they lose again.
No, I hope they lose.
We're going to get Lance Stevenson, and he's going to be blowing in their ear. and they're going to be missing all the shots. We're going to win championship.
Dude, if they were to get Ray Allen, that would be stupid.
Well, they're trying to, and that's going to make me even more sad.
Ray Allen...
Reggie Miller's calling him out, though.
Yeah, Ray Allen said, he's... I think he, went to Golden State and said, yo, let's do this.
Give me the veteran minimum, and I'll play for you. David West went there. Everybody's just piling on the bandwagon.
Yeah, Golden State literally has, the most stacked team in the league by far now.
Save me your spot. Except they don't have any bigs at all. So.
They didn't need bigs last year. They were literally just I mean, last year and the year before, they didn't need bigs. They literally just been running every team they play into the ground.
You gotta have bigs, though. It'll kill you eventually.
They've proven otherwise so far.
Well, Marcus Aldridge is gonna shit all over him. You just wait.
It's not the case anymore. The meta for how basketball teams are built is shifting.
I know you want to be the space and pace and
no. I mean, if you have the only way that really works is whoever your big man is dominant. You know, somebody like I mean Dwight Howard he's kind of shitty,
garbage,
but like he has a presence there where like if you try and go at him, you have a really good chance of getting muffed. You know, most people don't want that shit to happen. So his presence there was the problem. Same thing with Tyson Chandler, but you know, obviously the biggest person of this, you know, that we can relate to is Shaq, because Shaq would go down there, he'd piss you off because he'd block all your shots, and then he'd score a ton of points because nobody could block him.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to have a big though. You have to have a capable guy. They had Bogut, who is no longer there, so they don't have a established big, which I think will hurt them eventually. If you look at when the Pacers were playing the Cavs, you know, back a few years ago, Roy Hibbert looked like a freaking Hall of Famer half the time.
You
because
mean against the Heat?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought, you know.
Of course, this is the years where I was shitting on you because LeBron James was on the Heat and you were going to get your shit back.
Well, you know, yeah. That's what happens.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, you got to have a big. That's their one weakness. If they're going to go down, I think that's lie. That or they just get hurt.
So, Mike,
I'm not gonna
I got to ask you a
all.
question. What do you think about LeBron James being in the NBA Finals 6 years running?
I think that someone else should get a shot. And this could be the year. We'll see. I don't know.
I think you're going to see a rematch again. I think you're going to see the tiebreaker.
I hope LeBron gets hurt. I hope Curry gets hurt. I hope Durant gets
so
hurt.
Negative. I wouldn't.
I hope they all get hurt.
Gets hurt.
Yep.
Sports.
Sports. How about this, guys? Red Dead Redemption on Xbox 360.
It's coming to Xbox
Backward compatible on the
They're
one.
releasing it.
Friday.
I don't have one of those either.
I know, but it's still
You
exciting.
have a Xbox One? What the fuck?
No.
Brandon, why are you such a
Doobie
scrub
took it
sometimes?
back.
So listen, I was using my buddy's Xbox One, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 4," and I was like, "What are you gonna do with your other Xbox?" And he was like, "Man, I'm just gonna trade it in." I was like, "Why the fuck can't you sell it to me?" And he's like, "You don't want to buy this?" And I was like, "Of course I want to buy this. I want to be able to play games and shit with you guys again." And
you traded it in.
dude.
Well, Brandon, they've
Well, no, he
got
hasn't traded it in yet.
some great deals if you're looking to get a new Xbox One.
Oh, dude, you
Listen,
can buy
I would
one I
love
think for
to.
$250 now.
Oh,
See,
you can get one for $1.89 with like 3 games from like Costco.
I would love that, but again,
that is quite ridiculous. I didn't know they were that cheap at Costco.
yeah, I can't. I literally just got back to work.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have extenuating
today.
circumstances.
You got to have your priorities, Brandon. Video games, number 1. Food, number 2. And then everything else.
See, for me is Twister's number 1, food number 2.
Twister.
Yeah.
Twister.
Yeah.
Like the game with the colors.
No. Like my paintball gat Twister.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Ah.
See, okay, so here's the deal, though. I'm actually kind of stoked because, and I was talking to Doobie about this earlier, but earlier today. What I wanted to do was I was like, oh man, I really hope, or I really wish that like I could get a PlayStation 4 because I'm going to use more games in a PlayStation 4 than I am for the Xbox. So I was like, but I wish that I could like sign onto my account there and then play with all my friends because that's the biggest dilemma that I have is like I'm not I'm not a Halo person or a Call of Duty person. Like most of the Xbox 360 exclusives just don't interest me, but the PlayStation 4 exclusives are like what I'm into, like the Kingdom Hearts and things like that. So if I could do that, that would be great. And he was telling me that apparently they're going to start doing that with like Minecraft and a couple other games he was telling me about. But like if it goes well and people are like into it, then that'll be something that they're going to try to do is do like a cross-platform.
If Sony is going to do that though, I really don't see Sony enabling it. Xbox
Record that.
is going to have all. Xbox is going to have crossplay for PC and Xbox for everything. So I mean, if you have a decent enough PC, you'll be able to play stuff with us that way. I don't know if you'll be able to get your Kingdom Hearts and all that, but
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I guess I could do it that way, but like the big game that I've really been playing or wanting to play recently, I went over to hang out with him this past weekend, and we were playing 7 Days to Die or something like that.
I haven't heard about that, but I did see it on Marketplace.
It's pretty good, honestly. Like the graphics aren't that great and the sound is iffy, but it's essentially Minecraft with zombies. So, or Ark. Ark is a better way to think about it. So think of like Ark,
cool.
but like post-apocalyptic. So you can't tame
Cool.
the zombies or anything like that, and there's no like dinosaurs. But it's a gigantic, huge, fucking expansive world. Like, it would take you probably a solid 20 minutes to walk from one end to the level to the other. Like, in human time. Like, not game time. And, gigantic fucking level. But anyway, it's like this... I think it's like a pretend city or whatever, but you get to go to different towns and there's like houses and stuff. But what it is you essentially start off with nothing and then you have to like farm some stuff to make like primitive tools, and then eventually throughout like scouring through these cities and stuff, you find enough parts to like make guns, make ammo, and you can build like an entire fortress. But every 7 days is what they call a blood moon, where the zombies become like supercharged and just try to just rape the shit out of you.
Nah.
So, now Doobie says that him and Dustin have gotten to the 3rd or 4th blood moon by themselves now, but the zombies have gotten to the point where they're like World at War zombies or like Nazi zombie type things, where they're like running like full blast and just it takes like 10 shotgun blasts straight to the face to kill some of these things. So you either have to like wait out the day and try to survive for that day with the materials that you have, or you have to try to like just go full on assault with like if you have like rocket launchers and shit like that. So we played that for a couple hours when I was over there hanging out with him, and I that's all I've been able to think about as far as like video games and stuff go.
Yeah, so Mike and Brandon, if you look at your Facebook Messenger, I sent you a picture of my 2 cats.
Gats.
It's gonna take me forever to open it up because my computer's slow.
It's not a high-res picture, so it should be okay.
Oh no, it's just the internet takes a million years to up.
Oh, you have
Pick a
so
shot.
you have 4
Check
men.
this.
You have 4 men.
Oh
now,
yeah. Look at that.
Basically.
Hey, Mike. So if you're looking at it, the one on the left, the purple and green one,
Yeah.
is called the Joker, for obvious reasons. And that gun currently goes for $2,400.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. And okay, so now if you look,
What about the blue and white
if you
one?
look at the what was blue and silver, but yeah,
I tried.
it's close. It looks white with the light. So that
Wow.
one currently goes for $1,700, I believe. But they're the exact same internals. It's literally just the custom body that makes them so special.
Cool.
But if you look at this whole picture here and just put all the parts together, there's roughly $5,000 there.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty steep.
Now
Here you
see,
go, Capafoo.
what was the blue one called?
It's called a Dynasty Scales CS1, and the the purple green is called the Joker Twister CS1.
Now how come it can't be the Joker and Mr. Freeze?
Nah.
I'm just saying. You got
That's a pretty good idea.
I mean, that's fun. I mean, I do like that. I just say, like, on the blue one itself, if you could zoom into to right where the barrel ends on the gun, it actually says Dynasty.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I mean, I could call it Mr. Freeze as a nickname.
There you go. And then you just get the whole fucking, like, you get, like, a Batman that's just, like, blacked out with, like, a little bit of, like, gold-plated.
Yeah, you get a shocker that has that.
See,
the
man,
shocker.
look at you and all your fancy shit. I have a guitar. My guitar's worth half of one of those paintball guns.
I have a bass that's worth a little less than half of one of these. Yeah, I have
Well, you just make all kinds of money.
no, but I've had this bass for many years. I think I've had it
Okay.
for 6 years now. I have a
Nice.
You guys keep talking, my bladder's about to explode.
No, you're good. Go
I
ahead.
have a Schecter Stiletto 5-string.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Yeah, it's the Sunburst model too. It's fucking gorgeous, dude.
Nice. Yeah, mine's just like a little cheap Ibanez. It's like an Ibanez Geo 5-string or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like super into the bass. Like I like writing bass riffs and stuff like that. But when I record a song, obviously my emphasis isn't really on the bass. It's just one of those things I usually only use it when I'm trying to record something or come up with like a bass line. Granted, the other day I actually picked it up and just was fiddling with it on the couch, and I started playing something that I liked, and I literally came over bolted over to my computer and popped up all my recording stuff and wrote half of a song just off of this little thing that I was noodling on.
Yeah, are you a fan of the Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
All right, so the reason I learned how to play bass or picked one up, I'm not like super proficient at it, but I can dabble. Was literally because of Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Is because I've always loved his individual sound. It's always been so fun.
Oh yeah, dude. Go ahead. Sorry.
So he's the reason why I picked it up, and so 2 weeks ago, on June 19th, the Red Hot Chili Peppers released their most recent album called The Getaway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening to this and you like the Chili Peppers, check that shit out. It is dope.
Is it a good album? I've heard the one that they play on the radio all the time, but I haven't actually heard the rest of the album.
Dark Necessities is the one you're talking about, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a funky song, but there are a lot of other good songs on there. Certainly ones that are worth listening to.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that, like Flea and all that stuff too, because I was actually thinking about this earlier. My sister had tagged me in something or messaged it to me or whatever on Facebook. But you know what carpool karaoke is, right?
Yep.
Like the little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Red Hot Chili Peppers did a carpool karaoke, and Flea, the entire time they're like doing their karaoke thing, Flea is literally doing air bass and like doing his dude, it was the coolest shit ever. And like he seems just so off the wall and weird, but then what's his name? Fucking what the hell is his name? Whatever, the host of the entire like late night with whatever his name is.
Jimmy Kimmel.
No, it's not. It's the one that Jimmy Fallon left, but they got that kind of pudgy British dude to do. Mm-hmm. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but anyway, he was asking Flea for oh, what got you started into bass? Dude went like Harvard on him and just started like, it's almost like his IQ went from like child's to like just through the roof, and he just started articulating perfectly and all this stuff, just explaining why he loved the bass so much and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then
dude,
he just starts going back into the...
Yeah. Dude, Flea is incredibly talented. He went back... he went back and got, like, multiple degrees in music. And he studied each individual instrument that he really loves, including the piano. And he's created some incredible tracks. I mean, a lot of the stuff that's on this track is him. Obviously, not. He doesn't do a ton of vocals because that's Anthony Kiedis. But like the bass, some of the guitar, even though the guitarist, I forget his name, Josh Klinghoffer, he used to be Frusciante. The guitarist is really good, but he did some melodies in the background. Obviously the bass. And then he would experiment with other instruments, like brass instruments. It's unbelievable. He's so talented.
Oh, yeah.
Musically gifted.
Well, and he's not only been in a shitload of bands, but he's helped.
He actually hasn't been in a ton of bands. It's been. I mean, a lot of people have rotated through the Chili Peppers, but he hasn't really divested into any other ones. He's really been...
Well, what I mean is, he's helped... I can't remember the fucking word that I'm trying to say. He's collaborated. There you go. He's collaborated with a shitload of bands.
Yeah, just like if you look at other people like him that have done that, people like Tom Morello, who have gone through a lot of different bands and made them great. And another one like that is Buckethead. Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I know that he was a touring bassist or whatever for a little while for Jane's Addiction, and then he has a super group called Atoms for Peace or something like that. But then he's collaborated with what I think it was Johnny Cash and Alanis Morissette, who they were talking about like in this carpool karaoke thing. And then he also helped co-write an entire album for the Mars Volta. But yeah, no, he's done like a shitload of stuff with like music and things. And I thought that was fascinating that like, you know, he's got all these friends and all these different people like in all these different bands, and he literally helps like write other people's songs. Just comes up to a band and is like, "Hey, check this out. I think this will sound good for you." And if I'm not mistaken either, I know that he did like acting and stuff for a little while too. And there was another thing that they said that was really odd to me. I think he was like the voice for Donnie or something like that in the Wild Thornberrys.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one more thing. I think nah, it's gone. I lost it. But yeah, no. Anyway, it was just really cool. It was a cool little like 15-minute thing of like, oh, this is Flea. This is what he does. He's a cool guy. Check him out. And I was like, damn, dude, that's pretty freaking cool. Flea's badass. Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, fellas, I think I'm pretty much out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it about that time?
Mike, you're a quitter.
Am I a quitter? I'm pissed off. I can't kill the fly. It's flying around my damn house.
Do you have a fly swatter?
No, I got a freaking folder I wad up, and I killed most of this guy's family. This guy's the lone survivor, and I just want to murder him.
He's trying to get revenge. He's going to shit all over your
he's
food.
getting it all right. I'm trying to piss me off. I'm like Hitler when it comes to flies. I can't stand them.
Oh, God.
Fly around my house, land on stuff, kill them all.
Kill them all.
I hate them, and I'm pissed off.
Kill them all. Well, on that note, Mike's fly genocide over here. I guess good luck with that, buddy. But
thanks.
I think that'll wrap it up for episode 8 of the Henry Levers podcast. Thank you, everybody that has stuck in with us this far. Hopefully sometime next week I'll get us up with iTunes, and then I'll try to get the 2 back episodes like this one and number 7 on iTunes, or not iTunes, YouTube.
So, are we going to tell him to stick around for the Van's Voice Crack video? The bonus special?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
definitely check that out. So I don't think we elaborated really last week, but just in closing real quick, we are going to start doing like a video commentary once a week. We're going to pick a video that we watch, and we're going to try to comment over it. And yeah, so just that'll be something a little extra you guys can check out on the YouTube page. But yeah, if there's any any ideas or comments or suggestions or anything like that you guys want to throw our way, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud right now, just throw them at us. We'll try to incorporate them into the show or something. We'll get back to you if we can. So yeah, other than that, I am Brandon.
I'm Mike.
And I'm the beloved Chica.
Take it easy, everybody.
Death to the flies!
Yeah.